Hey there, welcome to my channel. I just wanted to hop on really quickly and talk a little bit about the Tombow TwinTone dual tip markers that I purchased last week. They're having a sale. The normal price for these markers I think is $29.99, but they were on sale for $13.99 each pack. So I picked up both the brights and the pastel pack. What I wanted to do is just see if these markers were anything special, if I needed to add them to the arsenal of writing instruments that I already have. So I ordered them, I want to say it was last Friday, and I got my package this Wednesday. So 5 business days, no, 5 regular days. So that's pretty good. And along with that, I also got this mono adhesive permanent tape runner, the little small one that they have here. I got a sample of this when I went to the Pinners Conference. I have a video about that. I will link that below. I got a sample of this and I really like it. It's really nice. So I was glad to get that along with the pens. So what I did to test out these pens that I bought with my own money, let me say that, is I just printed out some I took a copier paper that I already have, and I just used some of the freebies that you can find online and printed out paper that I use in my Happy Planner and my Petals and Bloom planner. And what I did is I wrote the fine line as well as the broader line. On these markers, you do have one side that is your 0.3 millimeter side, and you also have your 0.8 millimeter side. And I just wrote on both sides just to see what it looked like. These are not the names of the markers. They didn't come with color names. I gave them my own. On the copier paper, of course, they bleed through, but it's copier paper. I didn't expect anything else. Now, the finer tip, you can just barely see that. The broader tip you can, but remember, you're always decorating, so it's not going to be a problem. And then, of course, when I did it on the Happy Planner paper itself, when you flip it over, you can't see. So that was really nice. Again, I decided I would compare them to 2 different types of pens that I currently have, not looking at color, but simply looking at the nib of the markers. I tested them both with the Crayola Super Tip pen markers that I have, and I think I got 50 of those for like $5.99, as well as the Prismacolor fine line markers or pens. And I got a pack of, I think, 8. I got them on sale at a discount for $8.99. I think the normal price is like $13.99 for 8 of those. So in the test, you see here that you've got your 3 millimeter and your 8 millimeter. On the Crayola test, I wanted to see about the bleeding. There wasn't really bleeding with the Crayola marker, as well as not bleeding with the broad tip of the Tombow pastels, which is nice. I wanted to compare them. What I discovered was the Tombow TwinTone pastel, Tombow TwinTone dual tip markers. It was better for writing. The Crayola marker is nice for outlining a box or coloring in something, but it wasn't as easy to write with. This one, the broad tip, was actually better in that test for writing. Now here I used the TwinTone in red as well as the Prismacolor in red, the Tombow 3 millimeter, the Tombow 0.3 millimeter, the Prisma 0.5 millimeter, and the Tombow 0.8 millimeter. Not looking at red to red, just looking at how they write. An interesting thing with these Prismas, where I write on the Prisma, it's not as easy. I have to write up a little bit further for a comfortable grip, which means you're not getting the best writing But with this one, where the grip is, it's very easy to write. So I can write in the, I guess, my true handwriting. So I liked that. And then of course the 8mm. So all that to point out that, remember, this is not one pen, it's 2 pens. So while you are getting 12 in each of these, you're actually getting 24 in each of these. So that's great. The other thing that I wanted to test was the fact that Tombow always talks about the fact that it is a watercolor marker, and I wanted to see if it was truly a watercolor marker. So what I did was I took my marker, and I forgot. I think this is the pink marker. I don't think it's the red. So I took the broad tip and I just made a line here. And then I took my water pen, which it has water here, and then you can use this as a paintbrush. And I just simply, I brushed across, I brushed down to get a watercolor effect. I thought that was really nice. That is one swipe of the Tombow marker and then my water pen. Then I took, a lot of you may be familiar with the method that that we use, where you take your pen and you write on a piece of plastic and you squeeze a little bit of water and you end up with a watercolor. You can do that with almost any marker, but not all markers have a bright watercolor pattern, I guess. So for this one, when you look right here, it looked pretty nice. I didn't have any complaints. Then I took the Crayola Super Tips. And again, Crayola does not claim that it is a watercolor marker. So I'm not trying to do something that it claimed to do. I'm just testing it against the Tombow that does claim that you could use it for watercolor. So I made the line, and I actually did 2 lines. And then when I used my water brush, you just barely can see where the color bleeds, not very much. When I did the packaging technique with the Crayola marker, you see that it's, when you look at the side-by-side comparison, you get a little color, so that's nice, but not as much color as you get here. And I didn't use as much marker as I did with the Crayola marker. I also wrote on it. I wrote wet, and of course it blurs a little bit with the Crayola marker. It blurred just a little bit with the Tombow marker, and then I wrote on it when it was dry as well. So I say, yeah, you definitely can use these as watercolors. So that being said, you have 2 markers in each one. You've got your fine liner, and then you have a broader tip. Then you also have a watercolor marker. So this is almost 3 in 1. The nice thing about this is if I decide I'm going on a trip, this is it. I can write in my planner, I can draw in my planner, and I can also do some watercolor mixed media type thing in my planner. So at $13.99 per pack, I like this. I think that it's a great deal. I'm gonna have to take these out, play with them a little bit more, and then I can come back and tell you whether or not I would pay full price. $13.99 or some sort of sale that Tombow, or I don't know if they're in the big box stores yet, but once they get to the big box stores and you can use a coupon, yes, absolutely. I definitely think that you should make the investment. So I hope that this was helpful. If you have any questions, please feel free to write them in the comment box, and I will definitely try to answer them for you. If you like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more DIY projects. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you later. Bye.